Hi everyone, this is Ray. So for this video, I want to focus on reminding or informing you that nobody is entitled to a second chance with you, whether they apologize or try to make it up to you or not. So how I kind of came up with this conclusion is someone that I was kind of hanging out with, they made a mistake during one of our hangouts. And at first I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it. After I kind of let it be, and I realized, like, as we kept moving forward, I didn't want to be around them anymore. And I think they noticed, because every time they tried to initiate hanging out, I would always make an excuse that I'm busy, I don't want to hang out, whatever it is. And they caught on to that. What made it a little strange was they kind of orchestrated situations where we had to talk, where, you know, they would manipulate talking about one thing when it was just a way for us to communicate, which was odd. It was very odd for me. I don't like to be manipulated. I don't like to be forced. I like to do things on my own free will. So that really turned me off, and that pushed me away even further. Because if you do something wrong, you have to let me come to you on my own terms when I feel comfortable. If I feel like I'm being manipulated, if I feel like you're orchestrating something so that we can be in the same room, in the same conversation, just to talk to me so that we can build like a good rapport, I can tell. Like, I'm not dumb, because when I enter the room or enter the conversation, I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? Or like, what is this about? And then you just flat out say, I'm just doing this so you could be around me. Or I can tell we're talking about nothing, and it's like, you're making up fake scenarios for us to bond, and it's weird, and I notice it, and I don't like it. I might not tell you right away, but I don't like it. And then this person realized, like, okay, let me really apologize this way. And they did apologize. They were like, I felt really bad for what I did, etc., etc. Fine, thank you for the apology. But the apology plus the weird manipulation, orchestrating things, that I don't like that. That's a really big turnoff for me. Don't try to manipulate me to be in your life again. If I'm gonna be in your life, I will try. And if I'm not, let me be. That's not fair to me at all, because this is not organic. And I enjoy organically being with people, friendship or relationship. I don't like to be forced or manipulated to be in a connection with you. That turns me off even more, because you're forcing me. Now, I just want to say, the whole point of this video is, just because you apologize, I can accept the apology, I can forgive you. But I don't owe you a second chance. I don't owe you a friendship or a relationship afterwards. You're not entitled to one just because you apologize. And I want to remind everybody, just because someone does you wrong and they apologize does not mean they're entitled to be in your life again. They're not entitled to be in it automatically in a month, 2 months, in a year, or ever, if you decide it's never. Don't make someone say, but I said sorry, and I bought you flowers, and I bought you a gift. Forgive me. Let me be back in your life. Some people will be very blatant about that. No. And the more you say this, the more, for me personally, I back off. I don't want to be around you, because you're forcing your way into my life. I don't enjoy being forced to do anything. And this is not natural. And it turns me off even more. If anyone like tries to like manipulate, beg, any of that, relationship, friendship, I get turned off. I don't want to be near you. I don't want to be around you, because you're trying to use guilt. You're trying to guilt me back into your life. You're not using the initiation of like pure joy of like, oh, we had a really good bond. You're using shame and guilt, and that's not the basis I want of a foundation for any friendship or any relationship. You shouldn't have to shame me to be back into your life, or guilt trip me, or manipulate me, or use any weird tactics for me to be back in your life. If it was that good, I'd want to be in your life. It was that good. You don't have to play any games, any type of tools, any of that. I would just come back because I know you're genuinely sorry. And even if you're genuinely sorry, I don't have to come back. So please stand your ground and don't feel forced, don't feel shame, don't feel like you're guilt tripped into making this person feel better because they're trying so hard to be in your life again, because I feel like that's a manipulative tactic, because now you're consoling the other person who hurt you. How crazy has the roles reversed? They hurt you, and then now you're over here feeling like you're hurting them by not being in their life again. That's crazy. Nobody should ever be making you feel sorry that they hurt you and they're sad. Let's use a specific scenario. Your boyfriend cheated on you, and then he's buying you flowers every day. He's buying you your favorite food, your favorite chocolates. You like lobster. He's taking you to the most expensive places, and now he's like, I've done all of this stuff for you and you're still not back with me. Let me be your boyfriend again. That's guilt tripping you. Let's say you didn't ask for all this stuff. I didn't ask you to do any of this stuff. I also didn't ask you to cheat on me. This is what you think you need to do to get me back in your life. That's on you. Do it. But it's on me to decide when I let you back into my life. Okay? You are the one who wants to dine and wine me, or wine and dine me. You want to buy me all these flowers. You want to buy me all these gifts, and I didn't ask you. That's on you. I understand it. I appreciate it. But let me work on my time. Let me figure out how to forgive you, because now you're giving me feelings that I didn't cause, right? Like, there's a problem that I didn't create. You created the problem. And now I'm over here having to forgive you, having to let go of my anger, let go of my sadness. Something I didn't cause for me or for you, and I have to do this and then somehow get back into a happy state so we can be happy again. You're making me do all of this work because of your one mistake, and you're getting upset and you're trying to manipulate me because it's not happening fast enough for your life, your timeline. Excuse me, but I have a timeline too, because you're the one that messed up and I'm the one dealing with these hard emotions. It's kind of like a vase. This vase is our relationship. You break the vase. I didn't break it. I didn't do anything. And then I'm over here picking up the pieces, getting myself cut, right? Gluing it back together, and I didn't break it. And then you're mad that I am not putting it back fast enough so we can sit here and enjoy the vase too. I'm not putting up my half, even though you broke it. You broke it. And you're getting upset with me with how fast or how slow I'm going? That's not how it's gonna go down. Friendship or relationship, you're not gonna get your way by getting upset or manipulating me, because all you're gonna do is push me further away, and I'm gonna take that vase and I'm gonna rip it up and I'm gonna leave. Because what? You're telling me how fast I should move based off of your actions that you caused to break this whole situation? No, usually. And so again, no one's entitled to a second chance. I don't care how long they've known you. I don't care what they've done for you. I don't care what they're trying to do. Because this person in particular, they would try to ask me how I'm doing so they can give me advice. And I see the game, I see the play, and I'm just like, this is not organic. I didn't ask for your help. You're just setting up the conversation so you can give me advice, but it's advice I probably already gave myself, and I don't find your advice useful. And I never even went to you for advice for real. It was just I liked your company, but now you did something where I don't really want to be around you. And you know what? The weird thing is that this particular person, I was considering to, rekindle the friendship and get back to that connection. But when I saw them kind of manipulate and kind of orchestrate, trying to make it happen faster, I was like, nah, this is weird. I'm not gonna have someone control my connection with them. This is not, now you're showing me you're manipulative now. And again, manipulation is a verb. It doesn't always mean bad, but you're manipulating for us to be in a good situation again. You're not truly doing it out of genuine sincerity of I just am sorry. You're doing it because you want me to like you again, because you need to be liked. And you care about this friendship because you got something out of it. No, it's pushing me away even more. And because I don't know if people think I don't see what they're doing because I'm a nice person, but I see the game you're playing on me, and I see the manipulative tactics you're playing on me, because I'm capable of doing the same thing. I just choose not to. That's why I seem so nice, because I seem so innocent and so sweet, and Stray doesn't know when someone's manipulating her. Well, guess what I do? And I see it, and I see it, and I see it, and I'm not gonna play with it. I might not even call you out on it, but I'm not gonna fall for it, and I'm not gonna give you what you want. I'm literally gonna pull away even more. So my advice for anyone who's trying to rekindle any type of relationship, don't manipulate your way back in. Say sorry out of your pure heart and mean it, and let them come back to you on their own terms. And be prepared that they'll never come back to you, but that's okay, because I just hope you learn from your mistake and then don't repeat it with the next person, the next friend or relationship that you're in. But that other person shouldn't be manipulated back into your life. They're not a dog, they're not a cat. You can't force them to be back in your life. That's weird. They're a whole human being, and they have freedom to do what they want. They don't have to be close to you. They don't have to be your friend. They don't have to be your girlfriend. They don't have to be your boyfriend. And for those who feel like it's happening to them, don't feel the shame of like, oh, now I'm hurting this person because they are over here going out of their way to buy me gifts, make me feel better, and I'm hurting them now by not being in their life. Well, we wouldn't be in the situation if they didn't mess up in the first place, right? So don't feel bad that you're not forgiving them on their timeline on how quick they want things to be done, because you didn't break this, you didn't cause this, they did. So you can take your sweet ass time, because they didn't think about you before they broke it. Why do you need to think about them? And I'm speaking to those who are a little bit more empathetic, and you know, we feel sorry and guilty when we're hurting other people, and we tend to meet people who hurt us because it's just natural, you know, like a narcissistic person tends to attract a very empathetic person. And then naturally, it's just kind of what happens. Like, unfortunately, empathetic people don't always gravitate towards other empathetic people. It's a give and take. You give and you need someone to take. It's just kind of how it is. But I'm speaking to those that give. I know it hurts to see someone else hurt, potentially because of you. You know what it's like to be hurt, and you feel your emotions so much. But that doesn't mean that you have to rush your timeline and your ability to forgive people just because they might be hurt, because they hurt you, and then now they're sad without your presence. You have to think. They didn't think about you before they made the mistake. Why you gotta think about them times 10? They can cry. I don't care. Just stop caring. Put yourself first, because if they put you first, they wouldn't have done that. They would not have done that. They wouldn't. There's no ifs and buts. They wouldn't. And even if it was a mistake, obviously they're incapable of understanding what they should and shouldn't do. You have to hold people accountable. You have to hold people to what their actions showed of what their character was. And you have to hold yourself accountable to put yourself before catering to other people. Because if you constantly cater to them, there's going to be resentment one day down the road, and you're going to be like crying and bitching about, well, you did XYZ that one time and you never let me forgive you. You also let yourself back into the situation, so you need to take accountability that you didn't let yourself time to forgive them as well. Because if you gave yourself time and put your foot down, you would have had the time you need to let things go and forgive them, or whatever the case may be. But you're falling to their demands, and you're letting their demands overrule yours. And you don't want that at all. So, again, let me repeat it. I don't care who this person is. Family member, non-family member, relationship, friendship, platonic, friend, coworker. Nobody is entitled to a second chance in your life, ever. If you want to give it, that's up to you. You're gracious enough to give them a second chance, kudos to you. But no one's entitled to it. No one deserves it just because they're doing X, Y, and Z to make up for it. I don't care. You don't owe anyone a second chance. Nobody. If you don't want to give it to them, don't give it to them. Because if you give it to them and you don't truly want to, you'll feel resentment one day, and you're going to cause an argument one day, or you're just going to get depressed one day and be like, I never should have gave them the second chance, and now I'm over here crying again for what they did. And then who are you mad at? Yourself. You don't want to be in that situation either. You don't want them to play you again, and you don't want to be in a situation where I'm like, oh great, they did it again. Now you got to be mad at yourself because you gave them the second chance. So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the manipulative, shameful guilt trip tactics that they like to play on you. Don't let them manipulate a situation. And it's pretty easy to see, like, if people are orchestrating situations to talk to you and then you talk to them, you realize, like, what is this conversation even about? And it's about nothing, and it's out of the ordinary. Then it's like, and it's like this person never, you know, orchestrated a situation before so you can talk about nothing. Then it's a manipulative tactic just so you guys can be on good terms again. And that's creepy and weird. I find that creepy and weird and low-key possessive and strange. I don't want to be orchestrated and manipulated to be your friend or your girlfriend again. That doesn't show me that you have good characteristic traits, because then you have to manipulate me to like you. I should just like you. I shouldn't have to be manipulated to like you. That means you might not have a lot of good things to like. Like, you might not be very likable if you have to manipulate me to like you. Think about that one. If someone has to manipulate and orchestrate a situation for you guys to be on good terms again, they might not have really great traits. Because if you were so great, you wouldn't have to manipulate me. You can just be yourself. And I just want to be around you because your energy is that good. Think about that. And there's a difference again. They can buy you roses and flowers and gifts and say sorry, as long as they don't guilt trip you and force you to be their friend again, and force you to be in a relationship with them again. They just give it to you and be like, you know, take your time on your own terms. You come to me when you're ready. That is someone who's mature enough and confident enough that they know what they have is good and they truly made a mistake, and they're letting you work on your terms on your timeline and letting you have your space and respecting your boundaries regardless of how much they miss you. They do value your mental health, because they don't want to hurt you more and more and force you to be around their presence just because they feel lack of you. That is a mature person. That is someone that shows that I understand I made a mistake, and I understand that you're hurt, and I'll give you whatever time you need, and I will be patient. And you don't want me to talk to you? That's okay. I will be here for you. If they come to you in that type of way, that is someone that is possibly a good person to come back to. I say possibly, you never really know, but possibly it's a better chance than someone who guilt trips you or orchestrates and manipulates for you to be in their presence again. Because if they're manipulating you to come back, they're going to keep manipulating you over and over again, and you don't want that, right? I really value free will and doing things on my own terms and not being forced to do something, especially when it's not a job. Like, I'm not getting paid to hang out with you, and this is not a regular job. Then I can take my sweet ass time. You're not paying me. I don't have to answer to you. And I signed a contract. What am I doing? Rushing to make you feel better? No. There's no deadline for a friendship or a relationship. There's a deadline. Meet it yourself. Go find someone else to meet it, because I'm not meeting it. And yeah. So I'm gonna repeat the statement. No one's entitled to a second chance, and you don't owe anyone a second chance if you don't want to. Okay? Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye.